July 25th. It's weird. What is that? July 25th, about 9 a.m. I overslept. I was supposed to get up way earlier, but I went to bed really late for me. We're supposed to be on a schedule where we kind of get up at like in between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And I didn't go to bed till like 9 p.m. Way off on my schedule. It's so weird. Got these like delays and I don't know. Gonna annoy you a little bit more, I think. What's happening? Total eclipse. Okay, I think that actually solved it. I learned that from my mama. Mama spit, you can remove anything. Yeah, so timestamp 7:25, about 9 a.m. It's like 8:50, something like that. Pix is at a doctor's appointment. I just did some dishes. I'm making coffee right now. You can probably hear that in the background. Let's see. Doctor's appointment the other day. I don't know what I missed yesterday. Sorry. So I don't even remember what I've talked about at this point. So many concussions. I know that Biden's dropped out. Kamala has pretty much got the nomination. She's got as many delegates as she needs to be able to get that, which I don't really see why that was an issue anyway, considering she was on the ticket. To me, it's like, okay, well, Biden stepped down, and I still think it'd be funny if they actually swapped. If Kamala was the presidential and Biden was the vice presidential candidate, to where they just flipped places in the ticket. But I guess Trump's going nuts because he spent all this money and research to go against Biden, and he's now heartbroken because he's going against Harris, which, again, criminal versus prosecutor. This should be pretty funny. She's had a couple of record fundraising days, which is encouraging. Looks like there's a lot of support going behind her. That's good. Because, dear God, we can't let that other guy win, because yikes. I mean, we're talking yikes, jinkies, and all kinds of other words that I shouldn't use here on the US Tubus. To clarify, that's what the ancient Romans called it. It was US Tubus. It's been around for a long time. Yeah, so she's looking pretty good. More stuff's coming out about Project 2025, which is good. People need to know what's in there because it's a terrifying rewriting of how America works. It's 1984, Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, we don't want that. Nobody wants that. There are countries that have similar governments, and the people don't like what they've got. And we'd be heading towards authoritarianism. And it's not, we were trying to avoid state-sponsored religions. We were trying to avoid monarchy, and we'd be heading in all those directions. Bear in mind, I'm Christian. I was raised Baptist. I am a believer. I'm one of the more unusual ones, and I'm aware of that. I'm very open-minded. I believe some stuff that isn't in the book, but I also feel like the red print's kind of important. It's pretty much if we say that the red print is in fact translated, of course, but the words of Christ, what could be more important? You know, to me, those are kind of the bottom line of what we should be doing. And here's the thing that I don't understand. I've heard a lot of evangelicals and hardcore Republicans and right-wingers say that you can't be a Democrat and be Christian. And I look at the Republican platform more often than not, and it talks about cutting off programs that help the old, the sick, the poor, shunning foreigners, all kinds of other things. And I'm like, you know, some of these, you're looking to save money by cutting back on benefits for the elderly, the sick, the poor, and it's going to help the wealthy. I don't think you've read the red print, because realistically, you talk about the Democratic platform, it's typically very open-minded as far as race, religion, origin, background, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty forgiving, pretty open-minded, pretty welcoming. That's about as red print as you can get. And I'm not saying open borders to where anyone can come in. We do have to have due diligence there. And, I know the orange guys running on the platform of the borders out of control. Number one, y'all are exaggerating it quite a bit. Once again, there's a magical caravan headed here to invade us. It's amazing how it starts to show up every 4 years. It's weird that they're on that schedule. Sorry, I have a cat by my feet. He is a tabby. I think he'd be considered a tabby. He's a tortoiseshell named Luther. So named because a couple years ago we adopted, was a litter of kittens. Just a quick backstory. There was a litter of kittens that was basically on its way to the pound, probably going to get euthanized. And Fix and I were one of the last, 2 people that could help prevent, basically take some of the kittens. We can't save all of you because we can't save all of you, but we can save a couple. So we interacted with the kittens, and the 2 that seemed to want to come with us, because there is an important, a lot of people don't really get this, but when you're picking a pet, a cat or a dog or something like that, it's not just you picking them, they need to pick you. It's a thing. And you either know what I'm talking about or you don't, and you've had all the wrong pets all these many years. And sometimes fate brings you together, but that's also kind of the it chose you, you chose it thing. It's all very esoteric and stepping out in faith kind of thing. But the 2 kittens that seemed to think that we were pretty cool, ironically, the woman in question she had just numbered them. That was her system. She had just numbered them. So we actually took kittens number 1 and number 2. Number 1 became Stevie, who is a 4-pound white snow fox that absolutely adores Pixie. And number 2, because we're kind of fans of Umbrella Academy, we couldn't think of any kind of a name for the guy. Number one was a girl, number two was a boy. And again, he's being a pain in the butt. And we had just like mainlined a season of Umbrella Academy, and the woman kept calling him number two. So we were like, as a like placeholder, you're Luther. And we just kept it. So, and the poor guy gets called Lulu and all kinds of other things. It can be very demeaning, but yeah, no, he's Luther. He's a good hunter. He's one of those hunter cats. And based on his coloring and whatnot, because my girl Lorgia, who I lost in May, she was for 7 or 8 years, while she was an outdoor cat. I mean, she was our outdoor cat, but she was an outdoor cat for the first like 8 years of her life, maybe 7. I don't know. I wasn't really keeping track. She was the matriarch of the neighborhood, in that out of the 100 kittens that appeared in the neighborhood, 95 of them were hers. She was a tramp. I just got to be honest with you. She was a tramp. She was a trollop. But yeah, no, she was a very active mama cat. Part of why we called her Mama a lot. One of the smartest mother cats I've ever seen before in my life, mind you. Very, very cunning, very, very smart, and absolutely the tough mom, you know. If you're into astrology, she was a Taurus. She was a Taurus. But, yeah, she took down a possum one night. This is how fierce Lorgia could be. The thing was 1.5, 2 times her size. But it was, I'm pretty sure, because I came in to the last half of the fight. We think it went after her kittens. And she was not having it. She got a little banged up, but she took it out. She took out a possum. She was probably 4 or 5 years old at that point. She didn't play. It was my girl. I miss her. God, I miss her. Yeah, we dragged her in. She was probably 8 or 9 when we dragged her inside against her will. She did not want to be an inside cat initially. Once she realized that, you know, the bowl was always full and there was always water and air conditioning and whatnot, she did adjust to retirement quite well. She was pretty pleased and never. It took about a year, but at that point she didn't even give a damn about the front door. The front door would open, she'd be like, yeah, I don't care. I got kibble over here and I sleep over there. It's pretty comfortable and the air's nice. I don't get rained on. Yeah, I'll stay here. But initially, and this is 8, 9 years ago, we were without a car and I was walking everywhere. I'd walk to the grocery store, walk to work, any of that stuff. And she started following me. And I mean, she would try to follow me. I'd 3-mile walks, heavy traffic streets here and there, and she was bound and determined to follow me. You know, I'm 5 blocks away from my house, and she's still 20 feet behind me, just walking. Where are we going? And, you know, I had to turn around and grab her, or at least, you know, Pied Piper her back to my house. You know, it's like, Pix, you need to grab her, drag her inside, because I'm going towards some streets where she's going to wind up getting killed because she wants to follow me. Which, you know, I'm gratified and flattered and all that, but I'd rather that not be the death of her, you know. So she'd drag her inside when I'd go somewhere, and after a while we were just like, you know what, just keep her inside, because she was angry, scrambling, trying to get to the door again. It was a struggle for the first, like, especially 3 or 4 months. Anytime you went near the door, she was like poised, like, I'm waiting, open open the door, open the door, open the door, open the door. We had to, drag her back inside more than once because she'd get out. Ha! I'm outside again. It's like, lady, you got it really good right in there. Come on now. That and quit following me everywhere. You're going to get killed. But it's hard to rationalize, it's hard to reason with a cat at times. We've tried French, we've tried Greek. I don't know. But yeah, so Kamala's doing good. This is pleasing. Because yeah, we don't really need Project 2025. And you can distance yourself from it all you want. When 140, 200 of the people that are responsible for, involved heavily with the Heritage Foundation, helped create this 920-page blueprint. When that amount of people were in your administration, some of them you talk to every day, they were cabinet members. You can say that you don't know anything about it. Also, you're friends with the guy who runs the Heritage Foundation. You've spoken at Heritage Foundation events before. He's introduced you to them. You guys know each other. You all know each other. When you say, I don't know what that is. Come on. I know you've already assumed your voters are stupid, but you're really pushing believability here. And I've written a lot of stuff and directed some sketches and plays here and there that I know what it's like to push believability. You're surpassing even me. You're just a spray-painted grifter who got a really good head start because your dad was wealthy. It's the bottom line. Because business after business, you've managed to fail. Your casino went bust. How do you do that? I mean, casinos are kind of... You got skills. You know what I mean? You got skills. Your casino went... Wow. You're the bestest. Anyway, it's July 25th. Hello, Lou. That was a Luther chirp. Oh, that's a Luther. All right. Put me down. Only my girlfriend touches me there. Yeah, so July 25th, I'm actually going to try and launch the YouTube thing today. This probably, because it's going to take a bit. I'm sure the videos are going to upload slow, so this is probably going to be... I keep thinking of Scream, like the original Scream, and the guy in the van, and the time delay. It's going to be kind of like that. Hopefully without, anyone being slashed up and thrown on the top of the van. That's the goal. We don't want that. Yeah, but I'm going to try and get that rolling. I got a chiropractic appointment today. Doc H is going to turn me into a Muppet for a few. It'll be great. Because my back, despite, and I'm holding steady at like 2 cigars a day. But we're week 4 with the Wellbutrin, so hopefully... And the doc was encouraged. That she was like, look, it's not really at maximum, whatever, until 6-7 weeks. That's when most people quit. So 4 weeks, and you've cut it in half. And I cut it in half pretty much before, for the most part, before I had barely started to take the medicine. She's like, yeah, you're off to a great start. You'll be okay. If at 7 weeks we're not going way down or quitting, we'll have to retable this, but you're gonna be okay. She's like, and I still don't hear any wheezing from your lungs, so I think, as long as you quit and you're on doing a healthy lifestyle and all that, you're gonna be fine. You may not even notice you have it. So here's hoping, because I really, want to live and all that. Anyway, I am, as my mom would say, yammering on. We're at 20 minutes, so I need to sign off for now. Alright, yeah. My coffee's done. It's a butterscotch caramel. Very sultry. I love it. Anyway. Yeah. Make it a great day.